in a time where the fandom has been in a dark place for a while, where everyone has been so negative, desperately seeking an escape from the problems they're facing. A small little puppet was able to light up the fandom, which had been left in a dark mindset for a long time. I'm Novely JPEG, and let's get to the point. The iconic puppet, which I'm pretty sure you guys are aware by now, is Wigglefox. Created by the user HotFox on Twitter, it completely picked up full steam and made waves across the furry fandom, with videos galore, lots of fan art, and tons of positive responses appreciating this simple yet adorable little dude. Though all things must come to an end, with the creator making a certain comment which eventually leads to their cancellation, though more on that later. You may think the puppet, as simple as it is, doesn't have some meaning behind it, but it actually does. Unfortunately, and rather sadly, a friend of theirs is no longer here, affecting HeartFox ever since, and thus the puppet was made as a symbol, a representation, a tribute to their friend that is no longer with us. It's not something that's just silly, but it came out of a tragedy. If any of you guys are struggling with mental health, please talk to someone. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to ask for help. Lately, it seems like everyone's not doing well mentally. Many are struggling, whether it's financially, physically, or emotionally. We're all dealing with something bad. We're all hurting. We're all looking for a way out. The puppet represented a lot of people in providing an escape to the troubles that happened in our lives. It touched a lot of hearts, and ultimately gave people hope. You'd be surprised how quickly a simple video and a puppet gained overnight support, many showing love, care, and attention to something that seems not so important. The furry fandom uniting to spread the wiggles, the giggles, and twerks. I never thought I'd get to say twerks in a video. Gonna cross that off the bucket list.
Poster is sus. Bum 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 bum. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun.
But yeah, there's not really much to add, you know? A simple story of how a puppet had spread such a good message and made many people find the light in the world again. It gave a lot of people smiles that weren't even possible. What I mean is, it started to bring out the good in people. It brought the joy into the fandom again. I, like many others, love seeing them pop up in the Twitter timeline. It made everyone remember how good the fandom is and continues to be, as sometimes the fandom gets too negative. You probably know by now. Every day it seems a new drama or a new call out has been made. How some people aren't allowed to have fun. How this week alone we got people fat shaming those in the convention. How someone wore a kink suit in a public con space. And how generally people are quick to criticize and hurt others, misrepresenting someone's point and twisting words. This puppet alone proved that the fandom was still enjoyable. How the fandom can come together to appreciate themselves and the world around them. And how we as a fandom can be happy for once. Hey, Novely from the future here. This would have been the end of the video. Something quick and simple to show a generally wholesome experience, to show something lovable, to show and spread positivity. But, big but actually, all good things come to an end. Jumping back from the tweet I hinted in the beginning of the video, HeartFox made some comments defending not safe for work feral art because it's fictional, made up, not real, and it doesn't hurt anyone. I mean, it's just pixels, right? Let me just put this in big red bold letters. Please do not harass or threaten or go after anyone mentioned in this video. I do not condone anything of that sort, especially death threats. This portion is to highlight my 2 cents and take away from the drama, in case they say I started a harassment campaign. So it's just pixels. You heard this argument, right? You know who else uses that it's just pixels arguments? Lollies and shorticons and cub drawings. If anyone here looks at any of these images and any of these things to get your rocks off, please get out of my community. You're not welcomed here. The point I'm trying to get at is, yeah, the art doesn't hurt anyone, but it's concerning certainly. I mean, let's be real here. If you look at feral not safe for work to get your rocks off, sorry bud, you're a zoo. That is concerning behavior. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's pixels on a screen or if you imagine yourself as a feral. What matters is that if you're using that to get your rocks off, I would say get help. Although it doesn't hurt animals, the idea of looking at it and, doing the deed to that art is very much hurting animals. Because literally point blank, you're finding attraction to animals, and a sexual attraction at that. Call this the slippery slope fallacy, but ideas can grow, they can fester, and they can become harmful. Cub art is just pixels. Do you guys defend that? Of course there's an argument like, once I watch a movie about murder, that doesn't mean I want to commit murder. Which, sure, yeah, you can look at something and not want to do the thing, but the difference is you're not using the murder movie to have a wank session with Feral not safe for work, or Cub not safe for work, or Lolly and Shada. You see the point I'm trying to make? Although it's fake, the fact is, it's very much about a real sexual interest with animals. You don't look at art of a not safe for work dog and wink to it when you don't find feral dogs hot, you know? This is way different to not safe for work art of anthros because anthros have human characteristics. They have the right to consent. Feral animals, they do not. And that's the biggest problem. You're hurting animals if you participate in this activity in real life. Now, it's very, very important to note that Heartfox defended the art, not the actual practices. They never stated they indulged in it, they never stated they like it, they never stated they participated in it. Unless proven otherwise, they simply defended a friend of theirs that happens to indulge in that art. I mean, the moment you have Shotacon and actual zoo enjoyers to defend you, yeah, you lost me, buddy. Now, where this takes a turn for the worse for Heart Fox is they went after a commentary channel by the names of Lagovert or Benji on Twitter and other platforms. For the sake of the video, I'm going to call them Benji for the simplicity of the video. So Banjovert, stupid. So Benji made a joke about canceling the Wiggle Fox. It was just a joke, a harmless one at that, taking a jab at the cancel culture and how people manage to find negative things about a person and run with it to bring them down. Except that joke and the meaning behind it turned into a real thing to everyone's surprise. Harfox took the comment and blamed the hatred and death threats they got for Benji's joke, accusing them of the backlash they received and saying he led a harassment campaign against Heartfox. Again, over a simple joke. Now, mind you, this joke was made 3 days before the drama came out, and everyone before then took it as a simple joke. Now it's used as fuel to a fire that's burning. At this point, it's a whole wildfire on Twitter. I mean, surely if Heartfox is really accusing a 5,000 follower account of harassing them and leading a harassment campaign, surely they won't incite their 36,000 followers to criticize the dude as well, right? Oh, well, it's hypocrisy. You accuse them of inciting your followers to go after you, but you're kind of doing the same thing, let's face it here. Hey guys, Future Novely here. If you want to know how much in the future this is July 8th. So if I get this video out by July 8th, then I'm actually goated. Anyways, on the topic of hypocrisy, does this remind you of anything? Does it seem a little bit similar? Makes you wonder, but that I'm gonna put that up for debate for you guys. Back to our normal schedule programming. I actually stand with Benji. I found the joke funny at the time, and I still do. It's unfortunate that what he said in a couple of days became true. Like when Jay Slat predicted Prince Philip's death in a joke tweet. Did he also have a role in his death? No, frankly, he shouldn't have to apologize for when he had no part in it, but Harfox wanted an apology anyways. But what would an apology do, really? It doesn't make the valid criticism you're facing go away. I bet you wanted him to acknowledge that he was a catalyst, wanted to find someone else to blame, but the apology wouldn't be good enough. And it wasn't, calling him an awful person and bashing him for his stance on Kiwi Farm. Now, let's quickly get this out of the way. Kiwi Farms is a pretty toxic site, having transphobic comments, encouraging doxing, the encouragement of people ending their lives at time. It can get pretty bad. With Benji issuing their stance on Kiwi Farms and that they've used it, people dig that out as a big gotcha moment. But Benji only used it as it was a great documentation site for archiving the evidence for bad apples in the fandom. The very bad apples. But he would be pretty unreliable if he only had Kiwi Farms as a source. He never said he stood by Kiwi Farms or that it was necessary, just that it's essential to have a platform that archived and highlighted some of the bad individuals, not standing by Kiwi Farms and the toxic environment it has. He never stated that it's all he used, and his use of the platform was getting screenshots or facts that would otherwise not exist in other platforms is a pretty valid stance. Now, before you rush to the comments and be like, oh, you only stand with him because you're a commentary YouTuber. All commentary YouTubers are bad. First of all, I'm a variety YouTuber. I do a lot of content here. Secondly, it doesn't matter if he's a commentator or not. What he said is a joke. I think it's time I introduce you guys to the wild, never before heard of concept. It's gonna blow your brains, alright? Welcome to the world of sarcasm. We as creators, and especially commentary creators, will always be a scapegoat to any problem that a person faces. Because we are such toxic people, and we hate everything, and we harass people all the time. See? That was called sarcasm. But in reality, If you know me, or rather anyone in this space, we're actually pretty chill people. Funny, even, if you take the time to actually see us for what we are, as people. Not some narcissistic individuals who get high off drama, though there are toxic commentators, but Benji is not one of them. To wrap this all into a neat little bow, Heartfox's actions were bad. The person itself isn't bad though. It's important to know all this criticism against Heartfox took a huge toll on them mentally, which is why they should take a break instead of finding blame and things wrong with other people. It's a big reflection on the fandom at large, and also cancel culture. How quick we are to blow things out of proportion, and how quick we are to play the blame game. Once again, please don't harass these individuals. But we also have to show that even if it's just pixels, it's not welcomed in our community, and those people should get help. I do believe they can get help. It's important once again to state that Heartfox defended their friend and made the statement that they did. They never said they liked that stuff, but the main takeaway is the quirky little puppet dude. It really showed me that you can find happiness, even in the simple and quite quirky things in life, that sometimes we just have to stay positive, keep life lovely, and this is Novely, logging off.